Good morning, everyone. Or good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you're watching this. My name is Kodo. That's my dad back there, Terry. There's my sweet inline meal, in-flight, online, all the lines. It's my first attempt at a travel video. I went to Beijing. I spent a lot of time in China, actually. I travel a lot, but I usually just take photos. And I figured this might be an interesting thing to do, so it was an experiment, and I never edited anything before, but I also had to create all the music for it as well, so it's been quite a journey. It's been taking a long time to get it done, but hopefully I can fill your minds with my experience, which is incredible. See, look at this, a very artistic shot I took by accident. I didn't know my GoPro was, I wanted to kind of do this shot, and I didn't realize it was on the counter there. So this is Tiananmen Square. It's the first time I ever been there. We're kind of having our first real group meeting. I went with a travel agency, I guess you could say, or a company called G Adventures. They're really cool. If you haven't done it, it's like a more intimate kind of travel group. It's not like what I always thought traveling was. Oh, here's a guy taking a photo of me, which I'm totally used to because I'm super famous and people will take photos of me all the time. In fact, they're taking pictures of the girls because they knew me. They're like, "You know him?" I'm like, "Yeah, see?" That's when they're like, "Really? This happens all the time?" Like, yeah, totally. Yeah. It's just the beginning of a really fun adventure when this group of regular people realized that they were in the presence of the one and only Kodokan. And that guy was just kind of like, "I can't believe we met him." I'm like, "Don't worry, son. You can watch the video on TV. When you grow up, you'll realize." So anyways, that was Tiananmen Square. I didn't realize how big it was. It was kind of cold this morning, and I was pretty surprised. But you kind of expect China to be super hot and tropical just from what you see on TV. But here's the Forbidden City, and I didn't even know this thing existed until I got here, which is pretty surprising because it seems to be a pretty famous destination to go to. A lot of people go. Oh, wait, check this out. Boom! I knew it was going to go bright. See, I smiled because I'm psychic. That was fun. So it's pretty dense, but it was from what I understand, it's in China or possibly the world. Don't quote me on that, but it's one of the most popular travel destinations in the world because it's no longer forbidden. The Norwegian girls there, which were part of my group, they were just finished down there and getting their picture taken. They were bombarded like crazy. Like, people stopped them like they were actual celebrities. It was pretty interesting. I mean, I did get a few shots, but not as many as they did for obvious reasons. But I don't have blonde hair. My hair is long though. You can't really tell. This is another one of those group discussions where he's talking about all the things that we could have done in there, and I was really bored. I have a short attention span for a lot of things, so I couldn't really focus on that too hard. I just kind of was thinking about what kind of shots again. Yeah, I got that thing was cool. There's a lot of information about that too. Oh, and here comes a music transition. It's pretty sweet. Kind of happens to come in at the same time as this that edit. It's kind of cool. That was unintentional. Actually, I didn't realize this, but I was just kind of making songs because I put out a DJ mix. I'm a DJ. Didn't know if you know that, but YouTube is putting flags on all those songs that you don't own, and it's because of streaming sites. And record companies want to make money off of that, so they flag your video. It was really cool too. It was like a POV version of what it looks like to do a live mix, so people realize that DJs aren't just fading in and fading out. But anyway, I had to make my own music for this. So if you like those beats, then you're welcome. This is a subway. It was pretty cool in there. Actually, it makes sense because the country is so huge, but I'm from Vancouver. So I'm not really accustomed to everything being so enormous, but we went to a bunch of train stations. Oh, there's Ricky. He's a tour guide. We went to a bunch of train stations, and like I was just surprised like how huge they were. It was probably like some of the biggest places I've seen, like airport sized. But this was a really cool restaurant we went to. If I remember correctly, it was one of the most authentic local cuisine type restaurants, and it's generally jam-packed, but we were very fortunate that we didn't have to deal with the crowds, and we got to sit in the optimal seating area. And this is an experimental idea. It's the first time I took a shot with my DSLR, and most of it was actually surprisingly taken with my phone. I didn't actually expect to put everything together like this one. It was just an experiment. So far it's coming out pretty good. Man, that guy's beautiful. Oh, this is for the ladies. What do you think? And welcome to the patriarchy. There we go. Here we are. We're doing a tour of like local villages where people are just showing us where they lived and what that was like. And it was pretty interesting. Kind of cool waking up to that big castle tomb thing. I don't know what you call it. But here we are. We're walking through the the alleyways. And all these people are just kind of living in amongst each other. It's a little different than what I'm accustomed to. I'm currently in a suburb of Vancouver. But I was really happy to be experiencing this one. These birds here are kind of like parrots. And it was kind of funny. I mean, obviously they would be speaking Chinese, but in my mind it was kind of it was surprising. It was kind of like tripped me out a bit because we're so accustomed in the Western movies and all that to see them speaking like English, kind of like in the Latin Disney movies and stuff. So that was fun. But anyway, if you can imagine parrots repeating Chinese words, then you can, unless you are Chinese and you have a parrot that speaks Chinese, and it's not going to surprise you, but anyone else, maybe it will. And this is us doing a rickshaw tour, and it was kind of fun. I'm a pretty big guy, so they put me in there hoverboard. They put me in there by myself, and I felt bad at first, but then I realized that like I'm not the combined weight of two people, so I felt better. I just feel like oh yeah, I like this truck, but I just feel kind of bad when people are doing stuff for you. But you know, that's how they make a living, and we got to experience this interesting environment, and I got some pretty cool shots with my cell phone. Some of them I spliced from what my dad was taking, so it was pretty lucky that I got to have two different vantage points. Makes things a little bit more interesting. Like I said, it's my first attempt at editing, so did my best. I don't have any formal education, but here we go. We're gonna see the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Terry. How's it going? Recently retired, living life, doing whatever he wants. This is a interesting experience for me because I was realizing that taking like a 2-minute shot of me going upstairs was really boring, and then I had to cut it all together. And see how I had like a little fading shot there? I did that for all the other shots or cuts rather. It just felt weird. And I just spent a lot of time like messing around with transitions and seeing which ones were good and which ones weren't. It's just them waiting for me, basically. I'm never ever listening to what he has to say. I'm just figure I'll just follow the group. I just can't retain information that I don't know if I'll need. It's kind of a fault of mine, but you know, I'm working on it. Do the best you can every day. This is us walking in the foyer or foyer, however you want to say it. I don't really know, to be honest. And then I got really artistic and creative with this cut. Check it out. Okay, I'm going to wink at the camera. There we go. Yeah. Watch out for those because I do it a lot. And boom. See how it switched while it closed the doors? It's like a metaphor. This is us in... we're going to go to this like kung fu kind of ballet. It was actually pretty cool. I've never really been to anything like that before. It was like live performance full of wushu. If you don't know what wushu is, you should look it up. It's kind of like a ballet type kung fu style. So it's all pretty similar to like Tai Chi and Sanjiao. Generally, it's all about the speed. And there's my good friend from Norway. She doesn't have a lot of information on black metal, and neither does her friend over at my other shoulder there. That's a little surprise. But I kind of figured everyone in Norway would be at least educated on the ways of Marduk and Gorgroth. No, you don't want to stereotype people. I guess it's safe to say people in Norway generally aren't familiar with black metal. But I am, so. You can actually just see the two different shots there. I'm not really going to boast about Apple's products, but you can clearly see that first shot that had my face in it was my crappy phone, and then Terry had his newest iPhone. I'm not too sure if he had the newest one. He does now. He's always updating. But I think he did actually, because he was doing those perspective shots with the double camera. Point being, his camera is significantly better than mine, and it takes better shots. A lot of these are blurry, so I think I'm heading out for another trip in December. I'm not too sure whereabouts I'm going, maybe India or Jamaica. But before I go, I'm definitely going to get a better cell phone so I can have a better camera. Just more convenient to have your phone out and just kind of pop it open and take shots as you see them. And here we are getting up crazy early. I think we're like some of the first people in there because it's like they just opened up, and I got my tofu dish. It was very delicious, and actually surprisingly, as you could tell from my accent, I am a vegetarian. This part was kind of cool. That was just accidental, but it kind of made a cool shot. And now we are on the other bus off to the Great Wall of China. But yes, as a vegetarian, I thought it would be kind of difficult because of the language barrier, but Ricky, our tour guide, he really helped me out, gave me everything I needed, and I was not without. It was very, very convenient. I enjoyed it. Here we are walking up to the hill to the Great Wall. And original footage, really breathing heavily, and it was pretty embarrassing. I was like, oh fuck, I gotta start running. But here we are hitting the trolley, because walking up that to the Great Wall is for insane people. I don't think there's any dispute on that. And you also get these pretty cool shots of my beard. And just so you know, I put in that those little spots of gray as kind of like a fashion statement. Actually, it's not natural. Just want to get that out there. Ooh, here we are at the top, the tip top. And I believe, I might be mistaken, but I believe this part of the wall is not original. I think they rebuilt it, but they built it like 600 years ago, so it's still really old. You can actually see the wall in the back there, climbing up the mountain. So it kind of gives you perspective. But it's pretty cool to see this like huge castle basically on top of all these mountains. You start to think like how they got the materials there, especially 600 years ago, even longer. Oh, it's the Norway ladies. When I saw them, I was like, hey, what's going on? Like, pretty good. Then we kept on with it. This is a shot from Terry said was really nice. But then we are presented with this German guy taking my photo. So, you recognize me? He was like, I don't mean to be rude, but are you Kodokan? I was like, fuck yeah, fucking Kodokan, how are you? He's like, oh, I'm just such a huge fan of all the work and all the things that you do, and I was wondering if I could take a photo of you. I run a very famous German magazine that's all about awesome people who do awesome things, so I was wondering if I could put you on the cover for several issues. And I was like, you know what, I'll do anything for my fans. So if you're in Germany or any kind of German-related country, you will probably see my face on all the best famous magazines. Yep, this is a cool little, I don't know what they call them. I think they're called houses or towers or something. But I was in a couple of those, and I didn't know they existed, and it was pretty cool. It's kind of like walking around in your own castle. And again, that guy caught me off guard. But it kind of feels like you like think back about when this was built again, and like how people got the materials up these mountains, and how hard it was to get this done. And then you feel what it is now. It's just like a bunch of people just carving their names into the rocks. It's kind of disrespectful, but it's also kind of beautiful in the sense that you're allotted that kind of freedom, and you're not constantly at war all the time. So you get to rebel a little bit in your own little way. And this is the next two songs are where I started to get a little crazy, because I hadn't produced anything in a really long time. And the first couple of songs I just kind of wanted to be like trip hop background music, but then I just got kind of bored with making those repetitive type beats, because I knew I was going to do commentary and adding all that. Oh, here comes a tight squeeze. It's kind of lagging the video, so I don't know if I'm on time with my dialogue. I hope so. I kind of paused, so hopefully it's not done. Anyway, this is a scene that was a lot longer than I give I don't know, give credit for. The illusion of was short, but I was standing there for a very, very, very long time, waiting for, like, no joke, 15 people. Yeah, hopefully I remember this, but we were at a later on. Oh, there's Terry coming down some stairs to kind of show perspective on how big some of these stairs are. A little bit later I'm going to show a shot of like really, really shallow stairs. And I don't really know why they have the different types of stairs, but it's definitely because of yeah, it's not definitely. I was just thinking to myself, is it definitely? No, it's absolutely not definitely. I have no clue. I think it's to control traffic. That's my speculation. No, that's the word I should have used instead of definitely. But I speculate it has a lot to do with traffic control. And just so you know, glass ladder. Carefully select. Appreciate the English, even if it is a little incorrect. I don't even know if that's correct though. Oh, cool. Anyway. So yeah, anyway, if I remember correctly, there is a, if I remember to retail the story in a later video, we went to a really nice kind of ballet concert type circus show, like a few days from after this was taken. And me and my dad went to go to the bathroom, and as we were leaving, oh, here comes the shot with the shallow stairs. Significant contrast. That's pretty funny. I have no idea why they do that. If somebody knows, please let me know, because it's pretty interesting that they would do that. I'm sure there's a purpose. I don't think that they just did it on a whim or out of laziness. But yeah, this is us coming down. So yeah, anyway, we were at that ballet, and we went to the bathroom as we went to leave a bunch of men from India, like I would say. There's like a business, what do you call that? We have a bunch of dudes at a convention. There we go. It's like a business convention or something in Beijing, and a bunch of guys from India were coming into the bathroom as we were leaving, and it was very comical. Like, I honestly wish that I was gonna record it. Of course, you know, foresight's 2020, but there's no way I'm gonna be coming into a bathroom with a recording camera. That's just a little strange. But at any rate, I did have it. If I did have it, you would have seen, no joke, a good solid 2.5 minutes of a solid stream of men walking into the bathroom. Like it was like 30 guys. Like, you turn around and the place was just packed with people. It was actually one of the funniest moments of my trip. But yeah, like I was saying about producing, I only produced like I was working on an album personally for myself, but I hadn't produced anything for maybe 6 months. So the first couple of tracks I started off with just kind of repetitive, and then these ones I got more creative and based it on a lot of song structure and tried to make it blend good. And I feel it goes with the footage here. It's actually pretty funny. There's a lot of signs of warning saying that we shouldn't record, but it's like you're not going to just pass up this opportunity. But it was like about a good 10-minute ride down, maybe between 6 and 10 minutes down, depending on how fast we went. And almost around every big bend like this, there is a dude standing there, so I always have to like duck my camera. Not that they're going to necessarily do anything to you or arrest you, who knows, but I don't want to cause trouble, so it was pretty funny. It's just like a grown man being scared that they're going to get in trouble. And here we go. There's a terror shot. See what happens when you slow down too much. Oh, DJ. And there we go, as we're leaving, and our bus that's falling apart. We have a frozen waterfall, which is something I have never seen. And you probably thinking, did you not mention you were from Vancouver, which is in Canada? Isn't everything frozen there? And fortunately for me, I live in the western side of the country, and I'm very fortunate that there's not a lot of snow. It snowed this year, and that was like the first time in 5 years. It's pretty annoying because I bought a new car. It's like a sports car, super easy, and everyone was making fun of me because it doesn't drive well in snow. I'm like, motherfucker, it snows like once every 8 years now. People are like, it's a big deal. But as you can see, there our bus was falling apart. Speaking of you, it was making all these sounds there. You had to hold on to that. Obviously, you could see it's falling apart as we're driving. And just kind of like, you shouldn't be able to see the inside of the bus like that. But like the whole time, it's like an hour, no joke, a full hour of it just gears grinding and everything's just falling apart. Pretty nervous, like a realistic fear that we were going to get trapped on the side of the road. And as we're getting out here to hit the bullet train, he was stalling for about a good 30 seconds. But I wanted to film it, but everyone was just fucking, they were on a mission to get on that train, and I didn't want to get lost. But I don't know my way around. That's my good friend behind me. She was from Ireland. She was traveling by herself, which I thought was pretty brave. And that's something I haven't ever considered, but I read an article saying that you should do that at least once in your life, so maybe one of these days I will. And in the train station there, we had about maybe an hour to kill, and as you heard recently, I am vegetarian, so I thought I'd get some food to eat, but none of the people were speaking English, so Ricky gave me a piece of paper and I couldn't find it. So I used like a translate on my phone, and I translated the word vegetarian, and I just showed everyone. I walked up to every one of the places and just showed them my phone. And then finally we found one place that actually had some vegetarian options, and she just pointed at 2 items that were just written in Chinese, and I was like, okay. Ended up being like a rice dish and a noodle dish. It was actually some of the best food that I had, surprisingly. Like, you would think they would get a 5-star restaurant. Oh, wait. Here's the best part. So, I'm not going to say anything. Just walk. It's fun. Oh, and he's awake. That's fun. I really like experimenting with awkward pausing. Sometimes it gets you into actual awkward situations, but it's fun to kind of play with our social attention span, see how long we can deal with stuff. But yeah, that was my first editing travel video. Hope you all like it. I hope you found the little facts that I dropped in there interesting. I hope you enjoyed my dialogue, and if you want to see the rest of it, just like and subscribe and keep on rolling. Kodokan out.